my channel, Homemaker-in-Progress. Today I am going to do a little how to do a sourdough starter, how to take care of your sourdough starter. All right, so I already have a sourdough starter and I've had mine since 2023, like June or July of that year. So almost 3 years at this point. And it's been through some stuff. It's been through moves. It's been used even after it looked like maybe it was done. Sourdough starters are really, really resilient. So if you think that yours is done, it may not be. So keep going. Basically, to start a sourdough starter, you just need flour and water. So there's probably different ratios that you can use that you may have seen online. I used Farmhouse on Boone's method of starting a sourdough starter. If you know somebody who has one, that's great. You could just get some from them. But basically, it's just what I did. You'd get equal parts water and flour. You mix them in your bowl or whatever you're going to use. I would recommend when you start one to use a bowl because you may end up with quite a bit. So you mix it up until you get about a like thick waffle pancake sort of batter, and you just let that sit for a day. So 24 hours. So every 24 hours after you've fed, and by feeding I mean add the flour and the water. After you've fed your starter, you're going to discard half every 24 hours. And then after you've done this for about 2 weeks, probably, you should have a starter that's strong enough, mature enough to make a loaf of bread. Now, I will say that starters, they're resilient, they change, they adapt. So if you use your starter a lot, you're probably going to experience very quick rise times. If you don't use it very often or you leave it in the fridge for a really long time and then you take it out, it could not work for a little while. Like it might need to be fed several times before it's actually strong enough to be able to use it. But basically that's the basis. It's pretty simple and it's just flour and water and you just mix those up. I will say when you discard, make sure you put that like in the garbage, or you can use it for discard recipes, although you might not get the like sourdough flavor that you might be looking for at that point. And then once you have a starter, like I do, it's just simply about maintenance. So for maintenance purposes, I maintain my starter by keeping it in the fridge. So really very low maintenance. I feed my starter when I'm going to use it. And since I've had my starter now for a few years, it's pretty good. And it takes, let's say, anywhere from 4 to 8 hours to do a rise good enough to make a loaf of bread. But it does better when it's warmer. It does maybe not as well when it's cooler. So take that into consideration. Your environment may play into that. But when I'm ready, put it into maintenance mode, I just close it up, make sure it's all cleaned off on the edges, and then I just put that in the fridge and I leave it there until the next time I use it. And it's going to be hungry. It'll develop a little hooch, which looks like a grayish liquid on top. Doesn't mean that your starter is bad, just that it's hungry. So you can go ahead and either dump that or just mix it in, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. To be entirely honest, I don't do discard a lot because I feed my starter before I use it. And then I consider using it in my recipes as discard because I've reduced my starter amount and then putting it in the fridge. So it's kind of up to you on how you want to cycle this. You can discard, feed, use it in your recipe, and then when you pull it out again, discard, feed, and do it again if you want. I personally just do feed and then use for my recipe. And then if I want to like make it maybe stronger, I'll feed it before I put it in the fridge. But I don't necessarily always do that either. I'll just stick it in the fridge and then the next time I'll take it out and feed it.